Hello friends, this is Gayatri Sharma and I am here presenting this video tutorial on UDF, that is Universal Disk Format File System. Let us first understand the meaning of UDF and what does UDF file mean. You all must have been wondering, what is UDF? What is UDF file? What is the meaning of UDF extension and so on. Some of us are not even aware of such a format. We may have a UDF file on our computer and wonder what program should open it. Maybe someone emailed you a UDF file but you are not sure how to use it. Perhaps you tried to open the UDF file but Windows told you that it could not open it. Before you can open a UDF file, you will need to determine what kind of file the .udf file extension refers to. UDF file. A file with the UDF file extension is a universal disk format file. Example abc.udf. Now let's learn about UDF in detail. UDF is a common format used by optical media burning programs to store files on disks. So, the actual UDF file extension, that is .udf, may not be as prevalent. UDF is a CD-ROM and DVD file system standard developed as a means of ensuring consistency among data returned to various optical media by facilitating both data interchange and the implementation of ISO IEC 13346 standard. UDF is required for DVD-ROMs and is used by DVD to contain MPEG audio or video streams. Originally developed as a replacement for the file system specifications in the original CD-ROM standard, ISO 9660 UDF is called by CDR and CDRW in a process called packet writing that makes CD writing more efficient in terms of the time and disk space required. The Optical Storage Technology Association, that is OSTA, defines the UDF specification as a subset of ISO IEC 13346, which it promotes as a single file system that overcomes limitations of ISO 9660 and redirectors such as CDFS. Why UDF? Let us try and understand the need for having a universal disk format file system. Any removable media, whether it is CD, DVD, flash drive, external hard drive, etc., needs a file system format. Ideally, this format should have these characteristics, like can be understood by different platforms. Next, its specification is open. Next, has rich features so information won't be lost when files are copied to this file system. Next, can support different kinds of physical media. Now, media means what type of medias. Optical media is different from hard drives. Some media is write ones like CDR, DVD-R, DVD plus R, BDR. Some needs defect management, CDRW, DVD-RW, DVD-RW, RE, etc. Some needs to be expanded sequentially before being overwritten, that is most RW media. Nextly, its format should be as simple as possible. This is important when this format is implemented in embedded devices like DVD player, camcorder, camera, etc. Complex data structures such as B-tree are not good candidates for this purpose. Nextly, its format should evolve in a compatible way, so old media can still be accessed by new systems. Until now, we have learned the characteristics a good file should possess. UDF is the only file system that meets all these standards since it was designed for the information exchange purpose. Now let us see the characteristics of UDF briefly. UDF is an open standard. UDF natively supports many modern file system features like first, large partition size. Here partition size means metadata partition, but metadata, what do you mean by metadata and metadata partition will be studied in further slides. So let us first see this feature, large partition size. That is, here UDF contains maximum of 2 TB with 51 block size or 8 TB with 2 KB block size. 1 TB is equals to 2 to the power 40 bytes. Next feature is 64-bit file size. That means the file can contain up to 64 bit. Next, extended attributes, example named streams or forks without size limitation. Next, file names in UDF can contain any character but up to 254 bytes only. Next, Unicode encoding of file names, that means Unicode encoding system is also supported by UDF. Next, hard links. Now what do you mean by hard links? A hard link is a directory entry that associates a name with a file on a file system. So UDF provides you a hard link for its any file. Next, symbolic links. It also provides you symbolic links. Now what do you mean by symbolic links? A symbolic link is the nickname for any file that contains a reference to another file or directory in the form of an absolute or relative path. Next is metadata checksum. Next, metadata redundancy. Next, defect management. That is any media that does not manage its defects internally, like CD-RW, DVD-RW and DVD-RW are also managed by UDF file system. Next, sparse files. What do you mean by sparse file? A sparse file is a type of computer file that attempts to use file system more efficiently when the file itself is mostly empty. This is achieved by writing brief information, that is metadata, representing the empty blocks to disk instead of the actual empty space which makes up the block, using less disk space. The full block size is returned to disk as the actual size only when the block contains real, non-empty data. When reading sparse files, the file system transparently converts metadata representing empty blocks into real blocks filled with 0 bytes at runtime. The application is unaware of this conversion, so this is also obtained by UDF file systems. Now let's learn about metadata. Metadata, what the term metadata means, data that provides information about other data, that is the detailed information of data. UDF 2.5 version adds the metadata partition in order to improve performance. File system metadata are clustered within the metadata partition so that they can be accessed quickly. Optionally, a mirror of the metadata partition could be duplicated to provide better robustness in a big cost of performance. This adds non-trivial complexity to the file system. WinISO places the metadata in front of the file data partition and mirrored metadata behind file data partition. They are separated as far as possible to avoid data losses, especially on an optical disk. Let's see how it is. In this diagram, it is shown in the normal diagram of metadata. Next is the damaged but only A, that is lost. Damaged. Next is damaged, that is a bad layout that cannot be used. It is here all files are lost. So metadata is used for good performance of the file system. Hence, from the above characteristics, we can conclude UDF as a truly universal file system. It can be used on all kinds of optical media including A. Read-only, CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, BD-ROM, Blu-ray disc read-only. B. Write-once, that is CDR, DVD-R, DVD-R, BDR. C. Rewritable, CD-RW, DVD-RW, etc. D. Block device, that is hard drives. I hope now you have all learned about what is UDF and why it is necessary. Now to learn further about UDF files and how to open them, how to convert them and the conclusion of UDF, please refer my next part of the video. Thank you.